Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is our today's question on lead code, and this question is basically daily challenge on 27th August, and the question is frog jump. So we will read this question first and we will try to figure out how we can solve this question. So a frog is crossing a river. The river is divided into some number of units, and each unit there may or may not exist a stone. Okay, so basically this is we are having a frog, and this frog is willing to cross a river, and the river is divided into some units, and each unit may contain or not contain a stone. Okay, so the frog can jump on a stone, but it must not jump into the water. So the frog has to jump on stone only, and it cannot jump on water. And what we are given a list of stones position. So we are given a position of stones, okay, when in a sorted ascending order. Determine if frog can cross the river by landing on a last stone or not. So basically, if frog lands on last stone, so you can see that this last stone is present at the position 7 or unit 7. So if it is able to jump on this position, okay, then what we can say that the frog can cross the river. Okay, and otherwise frog, if it is not able to jump on this stone, the frog is not going to cross the river. Okay, so initially the frog is on the first stone, and assume the first jump must be of 1 unit. So the initially frog is on first stone, so you can see that the first stone is at 0. Okay, and it has the jump will be of 1 unit. Okay, so this is for all the cases. So first jump is will be of 1 unit. And if frog's jump was frog's last jump was k unit, so if a last jump is was of k unit, then its next jump might is either k minus 1, k, or k plus 1. So basically the next jump will be one of these. Okay, so will be of unit k minus 1, or it can be of unit k, or it can be of unit k plus 1. And the frog can only jump in forward direction, it cannot go in backward direction. So basically we are given these stones. Okay, these are the position of stones, and we have to see whether the stone whether the frog can jump on the last stone or not. And if it is going to jump on the last stone, it can cross the river, so we will return true. So basically what we have these positions, and initially the frog is on 0th position. Okay, and for each iteration what we are having the index of current position. Okay, so basically if it is on a particular position, let's say end, so or let's say it is on a particular stone, so basically we are having two things with us. We know the value of end, that is position of that stone, and we know the last move. Okay, so basically for a particular position we are having last move, and for this case you can see that we are having types of three different moves from here. So the moves are nothing but last move minus 1. Okay, so this can be one move, and one move will be equal to last move, and another move will be nothing but it will be last move plus 1. So basically it can have three types of moves, okay, for each position. So let us see how the frog jumps from first index or first position to the last position, or first one to the last one. So basically you can see that initially the frog was on 0, and from 0 it will take only one jump of 1 unit. So it will go on it will go on this stone. Okay, so it will take a jump of 1 unit, and it will go on the stone of having position 1. Okay, so on 1, when it is on 1, it can have three choice. Either the jump will be of unit last move minus 1, basically last move was 1, and 1 minus 1 is 0, or it can have a jump of 1 unit, or it can have a jump of 2 unit. So basically if the jump is of 0 unit, which means it is not able to jump. Okay, so for this case we will not have our answer, so we will just return false for this case. Okay, so we got our base case. If so basically, yeah, so if last move is or if move is 0, Okay, then what we will do, we will return 0. Okay, so in this case, or we what we can do, we can just return false, because in this case we are not able to move forward, or the frog is not able to move forward, and that's why we will just return false. Otherwise, what we can say, we can have two types of different moves, that is last move and last move plus 1. Or what does it mean? It will take a move, jump of 1 unit or jump of 2 units. Okay, because last move was of unit 1, so I will write here 1 here. Okay, and the next jump will be, you can see that it can be of unit 1 or unit 2. So if it takes the jump of unit 1, so it will go from 1 to, if it takes a jump of unit 1, so if frog takes jump of unit 1, then it will reach to position 1 plus 1, that is equal to 2. And you can see that there is no rock on the position 2, so no rock is present on position 2. So in this case it will jump into the water, and this is not our case, so we will just return false here. Otherwise, we will check for another moves, that is last move plus 1. So basically it can take move of jump of unit 2, so jump of unit 2, so it will go on 1 plus 2, that is equal to 3. It will go on the position 3. So you can see that, yeah, there is a rock on position 3, so it can go on position 3. After that, it is again having 3 chance for this index, that is it can take jump of last move minus 1, basically 1 unit, or it can take jump of 2 unit, or it can take jump of 3 unit. So if it is taking the jump of 2 unit or 3 unit, it is going forward, but if it is taking the jump of 1 unit, it is going to fall in water. So we will not go for last move minus 1, we will go for these two cases, and we will just recursively solve for all the cases. Okay, so basically what is our what we have to do here, we have to make a function. Okay, so basically we for this, what we will do, we will have a recursive function. Okay, so this recursive function will, okay, so this recursive function will solve for all three cases. Okay, and it will return true. So we will, what we can say, if int is equal to uh, last position. Okay, if int is equal to last position, or what it is, it is equal to stones dot size minus 1. So basically if it is able to go jump on the last stone, that is the int is equal to stone size minus 1. So for this case, what we can say, that it is able to jump on the last stone, so we will just return true. Otherwise, what we can say, if it is not able to jump on it, okay, then we will, what we will say, we'll just say it is we will return false. Okay, so what we can have, we can have one more thing, that if last move is less than equal to 0, so in this case also, what we will do, we will just return false. And otherwise, we will solve for three cases recursively. So we will solve for all three cases recursively. Okay, so again I have to box this part, because this is the main concept of this question. And you can see that we are having three choice at each index. So if we traverse recursively, we will have total of 3 to the power n cases. So you can see that the time complexity will be very high, and in order to reduce the time complexity, we will use memoization here. Okay, so we will use memoization to reduce time complexity. So for this, what we will have a 2d dp vector. Okay, and this dp vector will store the value, uh, will store the value of answer, that is true or false. True or false for this particular combination, for a particular combination of end and last move. So let us try to code this question. So yeah, we will have a variable int n, which is nothing but stones dot size. And one more thing we should consider, that if the difference in uh, first position and the zeroth position, if it is greater than 1, we can say that it will fall in water, because the first jump is always of 1 unit. So what we will say, uh, the first jump is always of unit 1. So we have to check this part also. So if stones of 1 minus stones of 0 is greater than 1, so in this case we will not have any, we will just return false, because it will fall into the water. So we will return false, as it will fall into the water. Okay, otherwise what we will do, we will just iterate over all the stones, and we will first store the positions corresponding to each stones. So for this we will have a unordered map. Okay, unordered map of integer and integer mp. So we are using this to store the positions of all stones. Okay, and again what we'll do, we will iterate over stones. So for I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, mp of stones of I is equal to I. Okay, so we will just store the values, store the position of stones, and after that what we will do, okay, so we will have a two-dimensional dp vector. So vector of int dp, and size will be n plus 1 cross n plus 1. So n plus 1 comma vector of integer n plus 1 comma minus 1. So this is used to for memoization. Okay, and again we will have a recursive function here. So it will be of type bool. So bool solve, and we will pass parameters as int end, which is the current position, and int last move. Okay, and again what we will have, we will have our stones vector. So vector of integer and stones, and vector of integer and dp, and our unordered map. So unordered map of integer and integer and mp. So talking about the base cases, I have told the base cases that if we are able to reach the last position, so if ind is equals to stones dot size minus 1, so in this case what we will do, we will just return true. And if k is less than equal to 0, so if k is less than equal to 0, we will just return false. Okay, because we are not having any kind of move of this case of less than equal to 0 unit. And otherwise what we will do, we will just check for repetitive cases. So repetitive cases are if dp of int and last move. So if we know the value corresponding to this case, so if it is not equal to minus 1, so what does it mean? We know the answer corresponding to this combination. So we will just return dp of int and last move here, and this was our base case, so I have to mention it here. So it is our base case, and again after doing this we have to come on our main recursive cases. So first case is that it takes the jump of unit last move. So if the jump is of same unit, so we will solve for it. So basically for this the position will be, and the new position will be, you can see that if it takes the jump of this unit, the new position will be, I will write the new position will be nothing but, okay, stones of end plus last move. Okay, so this will be the new position, and what we will do, we will just check whether there is a where there is a stone on this position or not. So we will just use map here. Okay, so we have stored the position of all stones, so we will check in this map whether this position has stone or not. So I will do the same thing here. So basically what we'll do, if mp dot find, so this position is nothing but stones of ind plus last moves. Okay, so if it is not equal to mp dot end, so what does it mean? This position exists, so it means stones of end plus last move has a stone. Okay, so this position has a stone, so basically what we can say, the frog can jump on it, and after this we will solve recursively for this from this stone. So if solve, our new index will be nothing but stones of end, basically mp of, so mp of stones of end plus last move. Okay, so this will be our new position, and basically this is our new index. Okay, so I will write here new position. Okay, so basically our int new index is nothing but mp of stones of end plus last move. So this is our new position, and what we will do, we will just solve for new position and the new value of move. Okay, so new position is nothing but new index, and our move is of same unit, so last move will be remain as it is, and we will pass other parameters as it is, so dp and mp. And if it is returning true, what we can say, we can say that we will just return dp of end and last move as true. Okay, otherwise what we will do, we will just check for two other cases. So if jump is of unit last move minus 1, so for this case we will again do the same thing. Okay, but we will check for the different position, we will check for position. Okay, so what we'll do, we will check whether there is stone on position stone end plus last move minus 1. So we will check whether there is stone on this position or not. So for this we will have again, if mp of find stones of end plus last move minus 1 is not equal to mp dot end. Okay, so we can say that we are having stone on this particular position, so the frog can jump on it. So our new index will be nothing but, so new index will be nothing but mp of stones of end plus last move minus 1. So basically this is the unit of jump. Okay, so the jump will be of this unit last move minus 1, and what we will do, we will just solve recursively, we will just recursively check for this new index and new unit of jump. So the new jump unit is nothing but last move minus 1, and else all the parameters will be same as it is. So if it is going to return true, we will just return dp of int and last move is equal to true. Otherwise we will solve for the third case. If jump is of unit last move plus 1, so what we will do, we will check whether there is a stone on position stones of end plus last move plus 1. Okay, so we will check for this position. So we will again write the same thing, if mp dot find stones of end plus last move plus 1 is not equal to mp dot end. So int new end will be nothing but int new end will be mp of stones of end plus last move plus 1. Okay, and we will again solve recursively, we will again check recursively for this new index. Okay, and new jump unit, so last move plus 1, and stones and dp and mp will be passed as it is, and if it is going to return true, we will just return dp of ind and last move as true. And otherwise, if we are not able to jump on from any stone, or if we are not getting true from any of these cases, what we will do, we will just return false. So what we will do, we will just return dp of int and last move is equal to false. Okay, so in this way we will write our recursive function, and in our main function we will just return solve of our index will be nothing but index will be index 1, because we have already jumped on the first position, because the distance between these two stones is 1. Okay, and if it is greater than 1, we are not able to jump on it. Okay, or more precisely we have to write if it is not equal to 1. Okay, so if it is not equal to 1, we can not jump on it, and if it is equal to 1, we are on then we can jump on to this first stone or stone of on index 1, and the last jump is of unit 1, so we will write parameter 1 here. Okay, so last jump will be of unit 1, so I will write 1 here, and else all the parameters will be passed as it is, so stones and dp and mp. Okay, so I will write here int is equal to 1, as we have jumped from 0 to 1, and last move is equal to 1, as unit of last jump is equal to 1. Okay, so that's what we have written here, and let us see whether the code runs or not, works or not. Okay, if k is greater than 0, okay, it is last move. Okay, so I have written k here, it is nothing but last move. Okay, so if last move is of unit less than equal to 0, we'll just return false. So let us see whether the code works or not. So you can see that all the cases are passing, and let us see for main cases. So yeah, all the cases are passing, and I will again explain this code. So basically what we are doing, for each whenever we are on any position end, and we are having two things with us, we are having position of that stone, and we know the last move. Okay, so after this what we can have, we can have three types of different case. We are having last move minus 1, we can take this jump of this unit, we can take jump of same unit, and we can take jump of last move plus 1, and we will recursively solve for each cases. And you can see that we have recursively solved, and in order to reduce the time complexity, we have used memoization. And in memoization, what we have done, we have taken a 2d dp vector, and in this 2d dp vector, this 2d dp vector stores the value whether we are having true or false for a particular combination of end and last move. So that's what we are having here, and you can see that this is our recursive function, and in our recursive function we are our base case with us, that if int is equal to stones dot size minus 1, we will just return true, or if last move is less than equal to 0, we will just return false. And yeah, if we know the value of corresponding to any combination, so we will directly return it, and otherwise we will take these three cases recursively. Okay, that is the jump is of same unit last move, jump is of unit last move minus 1, and jump is of unit last move plus 1. So we have recursively check for each of the case, and if we are not able to get true in any of the case, we will just return false, otherwise we have written true in each case. Okay, so if we are able to get our if through any of the case, if we are able to reach on the last stone, we will just return true. So that's what I have done here, and this is our main function. Okay, and before we jump on the first stone, we will check whether the distance between first stone and zeroth stone is equal to 1 or not, because the jump of first jump is of unit 1. So if it is not equal to 1, we will just return false. Okay, otherwise we will solve recursively. And I have used this unordered map here to store the position of stones. So in this way we have solved this question. So I hope you understood my solution, and if you like my solution, if you like my code, you can like my video also. And if you want to see some more videos like this, you can subscribe my channel. And if you have any kind of doubt regarding this question, or you want to share any another approach for this question, you can write in comment section, and the code link will be present in description. Thank you.